Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this little discussion. My name is Obiblo Esquire. I'm the CEO of Obiblo Music. And with me is Mr. Samuel Ogala Esquire. He's a father of a young star, Jenny Vibes. He's a legal practitioner in Abuja. There's a new music that star girl is going to bring out very soon. And then we had this discussion concerning the post that Reverend Fada Oluoma did. And then as we were discussing, and I said, okay, let's do it in the public so that a lot of people will learn from it. He's a parent that I know have really gone extra mile for the children. Is my inspiration. Is someone that I have learned from. So it's a privilege to have him today. And with me also is my wife, Fedo. So we're going to be discussing about the post by Fada Oluoma, which is titled Celebritizing and Monetizing Children. Now, this post actually hit us so deeply because our children are in the limelight on social media, not because we are monetizing them, but because we have discovered special gifts in them, which we feel that we have to promote as parents. And if we don't talk about this, a lot of people will fall victim because you might be discovering some talents about your kids, and you want to hide them because you have read somewhere that they say it is a crime or it's not good to bring up your child or publicly to express his or her talents. So it's good that certain things are discussed and balanced up. The post by Fada Oluoma is actually a very good post, just that there should be a little bit of balance, so that people will not be misled. I read a comment that someone said, you better, if you know what to teach your children, you better teach them. If you like, come and be listening to this thing. So it's good that people are already doing a lot about promoting their children's talents, will not be discouraged. So we're going to analyze that post. It's a really long post, so we're not going to read everything. But I think the post is talking about, first of all, the title saying Celebritizing and Monetizing Children. That is really, it looks like it's deep. So, Mr. Ogala, I don't know if you want to talk about.
Okay. Well, I think I read that post, and at first glance, I didn't read meaning into it until we had our discussion. The title in itself is misleading and mischievous because I doubt if any father or any parent will intentionally want to, push out the child for the purpose of monetization, or to turn the child to a celebrity for the purpose of monetization. We should understand that the age where we are now is the age of technology, that even from conception, a child is already in the public space.
That's true.
The child is already in the public space. People do baby shower and all those stuffs.
Yeah.
And then some people, even why their wife is at the point of delivery,
Yes.
they are
People
putting
make
up
videos.
Yes, people make videos and put it up.
Sure.
So the child is already a celebrity right from the womb.
That's true.
And then the moment the child is born and a father discovers that the child has talent, you don't keep it to yourself.
That's true.
Because even the Bible says it, that you don't light
A
a
candle,
candle and cover it.
Sir.
Speak to me, sir.
You understand? It's a light that need to shine.
Yes.
Just like shine is shining.
Shine is
Yes.
For the whole world to see.
Wow.
So the purpose is not for monetization.
Yeah.
The purpose is not to turn the child to a celebrity. But the purpose is to showcase the talent in this child.
Yeah.
I think that is the primary purpose.
Yeah.
Although there might be people who have the intention of monetizing and monetizing their children. You understand? Their primary aim is to gain money from the talent of their children. But that is not a general description
Yes, sir.
of what is obtainable.
That's true.
You understand? So that is my take on that topic. So that topic should have been captured in such a way that it will be balanced
Yes.
for all to understand.
Wow. Wow, this is deep. This is deep. This is deep. Truly speaking, truly speaking, we that have these special children, I call them special because, like, I have up to 4 children, but it's not all of them that are in the limelight as Shine. We discovered that Shine has a special talent, and then we just decided to promote that which he has, because only us cannot contain it. Every time Shine is saying, Daddy, I want to sing, I don't want to sing. So sometimes I tell my wife, just bring her phone, video him, because I feel that what he has is something that the world needs. And that we have received a lot of testimonies arising from, especially this last ministration that Shine had in church. And I feel that if this was not captured in camera, we would have lost that memory, would have lost it. And this, even when he grows up, he will need to even see some of these things that he was manifesting as a child. And then that also brings us to, that part of saying, he said, God does not anoint children. It's in the post. He said, God does not anoint children.
Children, yes.
I know that a lot of there were people who were anointed even from their womb. He said, before
I formed you.
I formed you, I knew you. I knew you.
Yes.
I made
You have
you
been
a
destined for-
prophet to the nation.
Yes.
Yes, that scripture, shows that there are people that God has already ordained from their womb.
Yes.
And whether they like it or not, they're not going to be like those people who became prophets when they were already old.
Yeah.
Okay, so another highlight of the post is about using children for content creation. So I don't know. Fredo, what do you think?
Okay, for me, most times I'm the one who video my children when I see them display some kind of rare talent, or they are doing some things that we admire so much. Our intentions are not for those videos to be posted for them to become celebrities or for stardom's sake. Just like Mr. Gala mentioned earlier, sometimes it's just because you want to archive these things for their future. I know that even as a child, when I was in Mary League and some of those things, I used to do a whole lot of things like dance, like cram and come and memorize and say things on the in church when we have activities. But I can't even find anything to turn back to. I sometimes I wish, like, I just wish that I could just place my hand on how I used to be as a child, with the things I used to do as a child, So when you look at those things and you see your children do very beautiful things, sometimes we just gather together and you see them doing some things that you're so amazed that at their age, especially for their age, they're able to do. The temptation is just to carry your camera, because first of all, that is where you can archive for their future.
Yes.
And secondly, you want the world to also see these things.
That's
For
true.
God's sake, you want the world to admire your children.
Yes.
Me, if I see my children doing so well,
You want another person to
I
follow
want you to send me see this speaking.
I'm telling you.
Easy.
That's
Yes.
true.
And children are gifts from God. They are not supposed to be hidden, sir.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
when they are doing something well, I want the world to see it. First of all, is our way of even appreciating God for giving us such a gift.
That's true.
Yes.
And then secondly, is to encourage other people.
Yeah.
Because we know that there are a lot of children who are talented, who have been kept there, swept under the
Seriously.
carpet.
Yeah.
They can't express themselves, or even when they express themselves, it's just to their families.
Yes.
So you don't even know the abilities of these children. And then sometimes it's also, people have some perception about a particular age of children or what their
Yes.
abilities are.
Yes.
So when you see a child who at a particular age that people think cannot do a thing is doing that thing, you want to post it
Yeah.
so that people can know that even at this age it
You
is
can
possible.
still do
It is
it,
possible. Yes.
I'm seriously.
So
yeah.
these things are not for money making. As a matter of fact, we are the one who spend resources on these things or for these things to happen. So it is not intentionally for the content creation. It is, like I said, first of all, is to archive these things for their future.
Yes.
Yeah.
2 is to show them to encourage other people.
Yes.
And then 3 is for some kind of awareness
Evangelism.
or it's for the impact that it will have on other people.
Even evangelism.
Yes,
For evangelism sake.
Anybody,
For
even
God's
God
sake,
can
I
raise
cannot.
stones to-
Sometimes you
do
just
you
stay
get-
with these children
That's
and
true.
you just see a child, a small child singing a song that is touching you as an adult.
You
You are
want
the
to share
mother
it
of
to-
this child.
you can't
You
hide
know
it.
this child. You know
Yes.
this child as a cry baby.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden he's singing. You can feel the depths. You can, tears is running down your eyes, sir. I want the world to also hear this child.
Yes.
So that in case someone else is there, that this thing can touch, that this thing can heal, that this thing can help to encourage, that person would also be encouraged as much as he's also doing that to me. So that's why we do these things. Not for monetization, not for stardom, or for celebritizing them as
As the priest said.
Wow. Wow, this is really true, because I personally I have suffered this thing as a child, because some of these things that even my son Shine is exhibiting, I was doing some as a child. But the truth is that, in as much as I appreciate my father so much for what he did for us, but my father, being that old school kind of person, he felt that music wasn't for people that will really do well in life.
Yeah.
So he used to say he doesn't want any of his children to be musicians.
Music was
But he
for
saw the
wayward.
talent in me. He didn't want to encourage me. My father would come to church and see me play piano, just be happy that inside his mind. But when he gets back home, he will say, I don't want any of my child to play piano. I don't want my child to be a musician. So imagine that if I had that encouragement as a child. I am doing music today, even as a lawyer, but this is not where I would have been. But because you are starting this thing at a later time, you'll be struggling with it.
Yeah.
If you have started it as a child, you will be better at it. If you had that sponsorship to learn this thing, I suffered to learn everything on my own, my own resources, with my own research and everything. Imagine that if my parents were like Mr. Ogala and the rest of them, who are helping their children, when they discover this talent from childhood. By now, seriously, do you get? Because at the end of the day, my father was trying to prevent me doing music, but I've ended up. I'm a lawyer. I practiced. I was the head of my chamber then, and all of that. So it's not like I was doing badly as a lawyer, but there's something that follows you. Waiting follow you will follow you.
Yes.
If you not do it will hunt you down.
Seriously.
So I just got to discover that music was a major distraction in my practice. I was not just concentrating. Before I know it, people from Lagos will come bring their mouth and say, I've gone to many studios, they can't produce my song. I want you to do it. And when I do it, it was like, wow. I can remember when I've not even had a studio. Father Ben brought a project that was a hit that time. This children project, this thing. And I'm like, how did you even discover it? How did you even know about this? People were just coming from left. I felt there was a calling in this. I just have to follow it.
Yes.
So, and today I'm happy. Well, I don't think I've made as much money if I was practicing, but there's a fulfillment.
Yes.
Because I'm doing something that is always in me, something that I started with from childhood. Understand? So imagine that if my parent had supported me, then this is not where I would have been. You understand? So that is what I don't want my children to suffer.
Yeah.
As we are seeing that these children have this talent, it is our responsibility as parents to promote them, even from that childhood, so that let's see how far they can go.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Our own is let's do our own, effort. God will do the rest. And imagine that I've seen prophets, people, when we say God does not anoint, I've seen people who prophesy as kids. It will come to pass. They will talk about situation, it will happen. So you can't just say, so it means that even in the last days, which we are in, God is ready to use even children, to his glory.
Yes, sir.
There are
Yes,
some
sir.
people that when they see those children, now those ones they go listen to.
Yes,
It's like you and Asada, they will say no, but when they see a child say some kind of things, they will like, wow, let me listen again. Understand? So it will be, to me, I feel it will be doing injustice to what God has bettered on these children to hide them. Understand? When we were growing up, we didn't have this social media.
Yeah.
So you can't be saying at that time we would have been going on social media live, but now we have social media, which makes you can be here doing something and people are commenting from USA. I've had somebody who chatted me from UK. I've had people from USA. I've had people from Cameroon, kind of different. So imagine if my child is able to touch people all around the world at his age, something I couldn't do when I was his age, and I'm supposed to now just hide it. Just like Mr. Okala said, you can't light. The Bible even says this. You know, go light a lamp and then cover up.
No.
You can't cover it. Even you on your own, you cannot.
You cannot.
You cannot. You'll be
It will
trying, but
pull
somehow
out.
it will
It
pull
will
out.
just-
It will pull out by
It will
itself.
pull out. And the worst thing is allowing it to pull out and go to the negative. Because if you are covering it in the ways of God, those other, somehow, maybe when it pulls out, it might go to
The
the
wrong
world, the wrong direction.
Yes.
So it is your responsibility as a parent, as you are seeing it, you are nurturing it into the ways of God, so that at least you can beat your chest and say, okay, I brought up my son or
child in
my
the way
child
of the-
in the ways of the
Just
Lord.
like the Bible instructed.
Yes, train up a child in the way he
should
should
go.
go, and when he's old, he will
will
not
not
depart
depart
from it.
Understand? So that is it. And then another point is, Father said, I've read a couple of articles on these, and most of them caution against child stardom. The report is that a number of those children don't turn out well as adults. And I'm like, I've seen a lot of them who started as children that have turned out well as
There are
adults.
so many of them.
Mr. Okala, I don't know if you want to.
Yes, I really want to comment on this. I think reading that particular post, it really got me, emotional, because we are all Catholics and we follow the trend in the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
And thank God the writer is a well-known, Roman Catholic priest.
Yeah.
And just yesterday, either yesterday or today, the Pope Francis, announced that Blessed Carlos Acutis, a young, talented man, young boy, whom died at the age of 15 and was well known as an internet guru,
Wow.
right from childhood. And he used his talent to spread the gospel.
Wow.
He
Wow.
is to be, the Pope just declared that he will be declared a saint next year,
Wow.
which is an encouragement to teenagers, to
Yes.
young people all over the world.
Wow.
His parents discovered his talent at a young age, and they started nurturing him. And he came down with leukemia and died at the age of 15. He
That
was
means he
born. He
started
was born in 1991,
Wow.
and he died in 2006. What were his works? He's a programmer. What was he doing? He was programming and using it to spread the gospel. He was programming and doing things, sharing Eucharistic miracles. And he touched millions and millions of people around the world. He is the youngest saint that the church would have. In fact, he's known as the Millennium Saint. He's the saint for the young you understand? So he's the Gen Z saint. Let me put it that way. He's a Gen Z saint because he's a saint that wears jeans and t-shirts. In fact, if you see his picture,
I saw his picture.
yes, he's wearing
Wow.
jeans
And
t-shirt. So he is somebody that the church is using as a beacon to celebrate or to teach the younger ones on how to go. And to encourage parents to raise that your children, your kids can become like him.
Yes,
In fact,
yes.
I use him as a model for my children.
Wow.
I have given them the biography and they read it and they study him. You understand? And I expected that at this point that this post was coming, it should have been to celebrate this particular saint
Yes.
and then use it as an example to all other parents to teach
Harness children's
talent.
Yes.
If the parents did not harness his talent,
I'm telling you.
what would have become of him?
telling you,
Even-
he would have been
Thank
dead
God
and
he was
lost.
harnessed early.
Early.
Yes.
He didn't
early.
live more for so long.
For
I'm
just
telling you,
15
but
He
years.
lived
imagine-
15
15
years.
years.
The truth is that
So if
it's
he
not
had
even that
waited
long.
till 18,
18 or
when he
30
became
years.
he will not have even
30
lived.
years as father is proposing.
Oh my God.
Yes, 30 years as father is proposing.
Yeah.
He would have died without the world knowing him.
Seriously.
But
Or
today
impacting life.
he's a saint for teenagers, he's sent for the young ones, and to tell them that look, even now you can become a saint if you want to be. Using your talent, developing your talent, you can become a saint.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of positive things that actually come out from encouraging children to develop their talent. We have thousands and thousands of them. There are some that are negative, but the positive ones are more.
Yes, I'm
You understand?
Seriously.
We have a lot of them. The Williams sisters are there.
Yes.
You understand? Their
Yes.
father discovered them at a very young age. In fact, I did a research today. I discovered that Messi first football career started at the age of 5, professional.
Wow.
Did Messi miss the way?
Till today.
Till today, he's still playing ball, and he's
Yeah.
well known all over the world.
Wow.
We have Regina Daniels.
Yes.
You understand? She
Yes.
was Genevieve Nnaji. We have
Williams, who is doing well for
Seriously, is
himself.
doing a whole
A whole
lot.
lot.
He's
Doing
a
well for
philanthropist. He's doing so
He's a
much.
child actor that we admired.
We admire so
Yes.
much. We
He's
have
still standing.
a lot of them, but we still
Even
have some.
Wizkid.
Wizkid started
Yes.
as
I know
That's true.
Fada Oluoma likes whiskey.
okay. So
He started as a kid.
That's true.
So it is not all correct to say that once you develop a child's talent or nurture the child's talent at an early stage, that the child will end up to become wayward or something negative.
Yeah.
After all, we still have children who did not develop their talent, and they are worse than those that develop their talent.
Very
Oh.
true. Very true.
So what will you say
About that.
about that?
There are a lot of wayward that criminals, that thieves
yes.
as kids.
So that theory,
It's not even about the fact that they were exposed. It's not even about the fact that they were in camera,
Yes.
on camera, or that they had talent. They just grew up and then decided to
to
all
become
those
something.
things.
So that theory by Fada Oluoma is not
So the fact that we
It's not
have
correct.
some who started early and didn't end well doesn't mean that we don't have some that started
Very
early,
early.
and ended very, very well.
There's this lady I researched about her today, Selena Gomez. She also started at a very young age. And today, she's still making impact
Wow.
around the world. You understand?
Yeah.
So what really matters is balancing. I think what Father missed in his post was advising parents to balance.
The truth is that even apart from balancing, sir, like my son sang in church.
Yes.
He didn't sing in a club.
Mm-hmm.
He sang in church during communion. And I remember immediately after the ministration, Father called for the boy, prayed for him.
Yes.
Before we went again, Father said we should bring the boy again. He prayed for him again. Because there was so much impact. Ordinarily, we didn't know it was going to be that impactful.
Yeah. You
But
didn't plan it.
We didn't plan it.
Yes.
It wasn't.
didn't plan it.
Wasn't planned.
But it was so impactful that Father said the second match was about to start. Father was waiting. We now felt that the Father have already prayed for the boy now. So anybody came and said, Father is waiting for us. So that's why the second match have not started. We brought the boy. He prayed for the boy again and encouraged him. And I feel that if all priests can encourage these young talents like that, we will not be lacking when we want to do certain things. Especially in the Catholic Church, we'll be looking for
Other people. We should be full of people with talent.
We can't leave these talents to just rot away and just die. We can't leave them. We didn't just impose this thing. And do you know that when these children are rehearsing, they're having fun.
Yes.
They will come. Child will come back from school and tell me, "Daddy, come and play the piano. Let me sing."
It's
That is
fun.
what gives him
Music
joy.
is-
Yes.
Music
Understand?
is fun.
I can remember when we were
Generally.
going in the car, Shani was just busy singing, and my sister-in-law just said, keep quiet. I said, why are you stopping this? Because if he's not singing, he would either be talking. Children don't just stay idle.
Yeah, I do, yes.
They must do something.
Yes.
So this one has chosen to sing. Leave him to sing. Understand? So I also decided to ask AI if it is good for children to be allowed or to be showcased publicly, And then AI said benefits for children. He said it will boost their confidence. He said publicly showcasing their talents can help children develop self-confidence and self-esteem. And seriously, that's what I've noticed. Like in Shine, some children, when you ask them something, they will just look down. Talk now, they cannot talk. But Shine, if you ask him something, he will express himself. He will talk. I've often told him, anybody who's asking you something, speak loud. And then, same thing if he goes on stage, he has to speak loud, and all of that. So that thing gives him that self-confidence. Because I used to feel somehow when children, you asking them questions, hey, come, they will just be looking down. You're asking them, they will just be opening mouth like this. So this particular, because I grew up being very shy. Forget that I'm a musician and all of that, but I just managed to. But that shyness will also be in my children. But because of this little training and exposure, they will be able to overcome that shyness. And this one says develops performance skills. Performing in front of an audience helps children learn to manage stage fright, develop public speaking skills and adapt to new situations. I mean, the world is already getting so difficult that if you don't train your children early how to face life, how to, begin to develop these skills, they will grow up and as if they follow people come this world.
Yes.
Follow
come.
So
Onlookers, spectators.
I'm telling you, spectators. So because like that Williams Uchemba, when I see the things he's doing, he started early, and because of that, there's so much confidence at a young age.
He's been so long in the industry that he's so experienced.
Seriously,
nobody can use his head now.
You can't.
I'm telling you,
You can't. It's so smart.
It's so smart, and the world is getting hotter and smarter. So if you're not smart,
you won't measure up now.
You won't measure up. And then he say, fosters creativity. Encouraging children to express their talents publicly can help them develop their creative skills and think outside the box. I mean, what is more about teaching children how to start thinking and how to start thinking out of the box? See, these children, if you leave them, they could just be playing in sand.
Children will just be children.
But that sand is also a challenge. Me, as you see me, if you see my leg, now so I play. I get wound everywhere. My mama every day is pressing wound. If I had all these challenging things, I would have been doing it better than just wasting all the time, wounding myself and injuring and being at the risk of even, dying, at a young age. Now, God preserve our lives. But these children now, they still have opportunities to play. They play even while they are doing these things. Like, you can see the video we posted of Shiny when he was rehearsing. He was playing and jumping and falling on the ground, but he was still rehearsing. And some of them, they have turned these things to their hobby too.
To their fun.
So it makes it fun for them.
When other children are playing games.
Yes. Now, they say it fosters creativity. Encouraging children to express their talents publicly can help them develop their creative skills. And, I've talked about that one. They say it builds resilience. Dealing with feedback, criticisms, even failure can help children develop resilience and perseverance, which is what is needed. Enhanced learning. Publicly showcasing talents can help children learn new skills, such as communication, teamwork, and problem solving. What is more? A child is already growing. It's already able to solve problems that even adults cannot, So, I mean,
imagine when the child is on stage ministering, and you are playing off key.
Seriously.
And the child needs to.
Yes.
to keep. He has to think outside the box.
Outside the box.
Course.
It has happened to Shai before.
It has.
We went all the way from here to Suleja, and I didn't know what happened to the keyboard. The keyboard just started malfunctioning. I was playing on one key, was playing on a wrong key. And I ended up giving the boy a wrong key. He was singing, the thing was hooking. He was still maintaining composure.
Yes.
I would try until when the boy was on stage, until when we now discovered that it was a keyboard that was the problem. And then we now shut down, restarted, and then I now played on the right key. He picked up and did the performance to the end.
And he delivered.
Seriously. Seriously speaking.
It builds their confidence.
Confidence.
Yes.
So much confidence.
So problem solving becomes
a normal child who wants to be a child would have cried and left.
Yes. Now, I like the way AI used to do something. It now also gives precautions for parents, which is that balancing that you're talking about. He said, ensure child's comfort. Make sure the child is comfortable with performing publicly and not feeling pressured or biased. We are not talking about people who force their children, maybe because they see Genevieve is doing well, they now want to force their children to do something.
Every child must not be a musician.
Yes, every child must not be a musician.
There are different gifts.
Even among siblings.
Yes.
Just like we have 4 children.
Yes.
As it is right now, we know what Shine is capable of.
Okay.
We knew it from 1 year, 11 months.
Yes.
Maybe before that, but 1 year, 11 months was his first video. And we already saw that this boy had the talent of singing and he could even modulate at 1 year, 11 months.
Yes.
Okay, but I have my daughter too, who loves to sing and knows every song that Shine sings, but does not have a voice that stays on key.
Yes.
Her voice is off key. Okay, so but Shine started singing on key as a child, as 1 year, 11 months. So we cannot possibly just come and start forcing her into music. We'll have to take time to watch. Maybe later she will even become better than Shine, or even begin to do like Shine. But at the moment, we haven't really discovered her talent to be in that line, and we are not forcing her to do it. So children are not the same.
They are not the same.
Children are not the same at all. So you cannot let parents learn how to not just force their children. That's what we're talking about, this balancing. Guide your children in the path that they can express themselves freely.
Yeah.
Don't push all of them to become Genevieve
Yes.
or force them to become Shine. Let
Yes.
them not all be singers.
Yes. Okay, so another one is they said provide guidance and support. So they say offer guidance, encouragement, and support to help the child prepare and perform. So it's also an advice, to guide the child so the child does not become too proud because you are doing something exceptional, and then also encourage the child and give the needed support, which
yes.
is what Mr. Ogal has been doing. We are also learning from him.
And of course, for we who are also Christians, spiritual support.
Spiritual
guidance.
Yes.
I love the fact that Father called him to pray for him after he performed. That is what our spiritual fathers will do.
Yes.
That is what even we as parents will have to. We just have to be on our knees to keep praying that God will lead them on the right path so that they don't fall out along the way.
Yeah.
So for me, I believe that my own son will finish well and finish strong. And I know that Genevieve will too.
Yes.
So we have children who will definitely finish well and finish strong.
By God's
Not all
grace, yes.
children will fall out.
Yes. They now say protect child's well-being. Be mindful of the child's physical, emotional, and mental well-being, and avoid pushing them too hard. This is the advice. You don't have to push them too hard. Know when to give them breaks. Know when to also allow. Because if you leave children that only play, then go play.
Yes.
So there's always that part of also pushing, but don't push them too hard. Because if you leave children, the only cartoon they go watch, the only games they go play.
Everybody
so you have to
likes
also
to be
encourage,
lazy,
yes,
adults.
now, even adults. You want to
Have you forgotten sometimes that will come for recording and Genevieve will off?
Yes,
Don't mind that. Her mood will just change. We want to start
Seriously.
petting.
And
The
go
father
on
wants
break.
to start calling
And
her
sometimes
name.
we'll go on break.
I'll tell
Yes.
you, sometimes
Sometimes the father will have to go and buy her some things,
to brighten
pizza.
up her mood.
It's
Even
one of
it
those
happens
things,
with
yes.
Shine too.
Yes.
Sometimes he comes back, you tell him to come and sing. Say, Daddy, I'm tired.
So you just have to allow him to rest. And then after a while, you just take him, okay, don't worry, let's go out shopping. You now make him them
Sometimes we
happy.
just go out.
And then,
We just have to go out and buy ice cream and buy things to just bring back your energy. So all of those things, before you know, he's the one that wants to now sing.
Yes. Yes. So the last one, it says, set realistic expectations. Encourage the child to strive for excellence, but also set realistic expectations and celebrate their efforts, regardless of the outcome. So even if they miss, just still encourage them. I remember those times that Genevieve was just starting. She would sing on stage, and all of a sudden she would start coughing.
And then you want to sing ginger high.
Yes, you don't worry, don't worry, you do better. But now she can go on stage and sing, effortlessly without any itches and all of that. So, but those early training was necessary. She might make mistake at the initial stage, but with time, even Shine now is getting better at
Shine at early stage. Sometimes we'll sing and then we are scared. It may just end up yawning inside the microphone. Just like
I did a live record.
Yeah, I'm
seriously. He's doing the administration. Hey, Giant. Like that. So you just have to still encourage them.
Yes. So in conclusion, they say allowing children to express their talents publicly can be a wonderful way to foster their growth, confidence, and creativity. By providing guidance, support, and protection, parents and guardians can help children navigate the experience and reap its benefits. And that brings me to the point that, is it also bad that if your child is exceptional and maybe you have certain things coming in, maybe remunerations or income, maybe from social media, is it wrong for the growth of the child for those things to come? Will that be termed monetizing children? Because anything you do, where they said a man's gift make it way for him. So if a child is doing exceptionally well, and maybe people reach out to support the child, or maybe you post the video on YouTube and YouTube decide to pay you a little thing, will it not also be beneficial to the child growing or upbringing or whatever? So what do you think about that?
Even the law supports that, because there's what we call copyright.
Yes.
You understand? So once a child creates a content, it becomes personal to that child. And that child is entitled to reap the benefits of that content. And what goes into creating a content? You understand? A lot of money is spent creating content.
Yeah.
You understand? And when parents are spending this money, they are not even spending the money with the intention that they will reap the reward of it.
If you ever think of it.
You understand?
Yeah.
They do it just because the child has this talent,
And they
and
need
the
to
parents
harness
have the passion to push this child, to make sure that this talent reaches the ends of the earth.
Yes.
But if at the end of the day, money begins to come in as a result of that, there is nothing wrong
Yes.
in that child
And-
reaping from it.
That's true.
Because it will even go a long way to establish the child in future.
Yes.
Perhaps the parents are no longer there. What would the child fall back to?
Oh. Some of them go begging or
But yes,
enter into,
you understand? So
into the streets.
these children will end up having that as royalties
Yes.
that they can fall back to even train themselves by themselves and train
Yes.
their younger ones.
That's true.
And even when their parents are aged and they can no longer do anything, these children from those royalties, these children can train their parents. So there is nothing absolutely wrong
Yes.
in the content you create for your children
That's true.
at the end of the day. But what matters is, what is the intention?
Yes.
What is the intention? Are you pushing out this child for the purpose of ripping off the child and using the child as a money-making venture? No. If that is your intention, then it is wrong.
It is wrong.
But if your intention is, this child has a talent, I want to promote the talent, and if at the end of the day something comes, as reward, you understand, as appreciation
Yes.
for it, then it is welcome.
Thank
Because we spend money.
Wow.
We spend money to make
Yes.
money.
Thank you, sir. Angelica Hale is one little child that I saw her. This God talent that they do.
Yes.
Those people, God will bless them.
Amen.
Because the kind of children that platform have been able to bring to limelight is everything. That's this particular girl at 10 started was at one day is it the Golden Bazaar and
Yes,
stuff
yes,
at
yeah,
that
yes,
place, until today. Angelica Hale is, I think she's about 32 point something million YouTube subscribers. Imagine that girl. I think now she should be around 18 or 19. I'm not really very sure of her age right now, but she's already in her adulthood. But this is a child who has at 9 already had that so much boldness to face that large crowd of American Got Talent. And then as it stands, I think she's about, if not over 1.5 million on Instagram, 32 point something million YouTube subscribers.
Yes.
She started at, imagine that for till now, that she's now for 19 years of her life, she has been able to achieve that much. That child will never be poor in this life. She does not need her parents to be able to do the things that she to be able to live a good life. She will not have to go to the street and be begging.
Yeah.
She will not have to be hungry. She is having a good life with her talent. They did not monetize her. As a matter of fact, at 4 years, her mother gave her kidney. She was dying of sickness. I'm sure that if at that time she had this talent and she had so much money, that money would have also assisted in her health.
Yes,
in taking care of her health. A lot of things happen when these children are able to showcase their talent, and even as a result of it, the social media is able to maybe they're able to earn money from this social media.
Yeah.
It will help in just helping their life, their future,
Plan their
life. So it's not we the parents do a lot, put in a lot to help them grow. If at the end of it now rubs on you small, I don't think it is we monetizing these children.
it's
Because I think the major part of it also rubs more on them.
Yes.
If this money comes, it goes into their school fees.
Of course
it goes into catering for their needs. It goes into making their lives better, making them not stay on the street and become beggars. So it is also to the benefit of these children.
That's true.
So we are not monetizing them.
In fact, as parents, we spend our time. In fact, the time we spend, trying to encourage these children cannot be.
Seriously.
It cannot be quantified in
Time
terms
and
of
resources.
money. The time
We're
and
even talking
resources.
about time alone. Time and resources.
Time and resources that we
my
spend.
God.
We
Yeah.
dedicate time. And if I tell parents who want to train up their children, if you don't have passion for that particular talent,
No, do follow.
you cannot.
You will
Seriously.
stop.
You cannot survive it.
You will
Seriously.
stop.
Mentally, it will drain you.
Seriously.
You understand?
Seriously.
Financially, it will drain you.
Telling
And
you.
if you are working, it will also take your time. You have to take out time from your work, because you cannot leave your child is too tender for you to leave the child with an adult that you don't know
Yeah.
it,
Like you
and
call
go
a trainer.
a trainer
Yes.
and go out. You must be there present anytime the child. So you must sacrifice if you have a wedding to attend and your child
Seriously.
is supposed, you must be there.
Yeah.
You understand? You must sacrifice. Your life is centered around
Around
you.
that child.
And the worst aspect is that sometimes these children don't even appreciate what you are doing for them at that
They
age.
don't even know it.
They don't even know that the sacrifice you are
They are
making.
making.
Yes.
So how much can you pay me for this sacrifice?
Yes.
Seriously.
Yes.
Even in this T-pain economy that
Seriously.
we are in, I know how much it costs to produce a song.
Yes.
Before you talk of doing videos,
Yes.
or the
Or
how many
promotion.
the promotion,
The
the how
promotion.
many times you have to go to studio to make sure that you get it right. You travel a long distance to go to studio.
Sometimes you involve their trainer
Yes,
to train them. You pay.
you pay. You have to pay the trainer
Yes.
to train them. You understand? These children have this talent, but these talent are like raw gold.
Yes.
So you need a professional trainer who will come and harness this talent and who will be able to, guide them and bring them out, and make it look beautiful for the world to see. You understand? And these things don't come cheap. They come, you have to spend money
That's true.
to achieve these things. So if after spending resources that I should use to, enjoy myself and cater for my family,
Yeah.
and then rewards start coming in, I say, no, let me know that
No.
this, it's not, you understand? So, because what we all pray for is that our children will be greater than us.
Yeah.
And our children will put food on our table.
That's
Yes.
So if they start putting food on our table at a very young age,
What
I
more?
want to
What
retire
else do we-
early
Yes.
as a father.
Sure.
Look at Burna Boy's, is it Burna Boy, the mother?
A young woman.
They look at her, she's
Balling,
looking
na babe now.
she's looking like a 20-year-old woman. She's traveling around the world with the
Wow,
son.
yeah.
The son is putting food on her table. Same thing with Wizkid. All these people, their parents are enjoying the fruits of their children's hard work.
Yeah.
You understand? And that is how life should
Should be.
That is
That's
what
true.
we are not meant to come and
Especially
suffer.
in this generation, especially
Yes,
in this age.
we should
In
not
this
come suffer and die for nothing.
Yes.
You understand? So
Yeah.
if my child at the age of 10, 12 is putting food on my table, can pay my bills,
But what is wrong with
what
that?
is wrong with that? I should retire from legal practice
Yes.
and focus on that
Seriously.
because I've nurtured it from years.
From
That is what everybody prays for. So that's why it's good to balance this thing. So that
Yes.
people that already see talent in their children will not ignore it just because they say, no, make them grow up. All the people that are saying, okay, like what people appreciate most about that post is that let kids be kids. Let kids be kids. So kids should just be left to play in the sand, play in the sand. We
Watch,
were
play
playing
game,
sand.
play game.
What did we gain? When we were busy playing in the sand, some kids were already making exploits as kids.
I think that particular phrase "let kid be kids" it was misinterpreted or
Seriously.
misused
Yes.
in
I
that
think
post.
so.
Seriously.
Yes.
Because
Seriously.
letting kids be kids is not denying them of their childhood.
Yes.
They should enjoy what comes with
being
don't
children.
put
Yes.
and that is what even don't put so much pressure on them.
Yes.
You understand? What makes a child is a child.
Yes.
And you should not deny that child that opportunity. And that is what we are talking about balancing.
Yes.
You understand? You must balance everything.
Yes.
You don't put so much. Look at somebody like Shine now. You don't take Shine to the church and Shine should start doing ministration, leading worship for 30 minutes. He can't,
He can't stand it
he
because
can't
of his
stand
age,
it.
yes.
But he comes, he does one standard,
Yes.
one verse. It becomes enough, and with that one verse alone is enough to minister to me,
somebody.
to somebody. He does not need to
Yes.
do a whole song
Yes.
to minister to anybody. You understand? Because his brain cannot carry it at
At
this
that
stage.
age.
But now, what can he do? He can do a verse, and that verse will touch somebody's life,
Yeah.
and he's touching people's life. Because look at this: if you open your phone now, all you see is people posting this video
Reposting
Yes.
all over the world. I've watched it several times, and each time I watch it, tears come down. At that particular point where the tears were coming down from Shine's eyes, tears start flowing from my eyes because he touches one. It
Yeah.
shows that he has had that song is
Yeah.
ministry to him
Yes.
personally.
Yes.
And as it's ministry to him personally, it is radiating
to
every
others.
other
to
person that
every
will come
other
across
person
it. That's
that will
true.
come across it.
Yes.
So that is it. But when you now start pushing the person beyond their limit,
Yeah, that is where
that is
the
when you are now
problem-
robbing
yes,
them of their
yes,
childhood.
Of their
yes.
childhood.
You rob them of their childhood.
Yeah.
So you don't need to push them beyond. They must
yes.
stay within their capacity. And as a child, there's nothing a child cannot do. In fact,
That's
children
true.
can.
Children
We
have
underestimate
ability.
these
You
children.
underestimate them. They do better than adults.
Seriously,
You
seriously.
understand?
Yeah.
Because you and I are thinking of a lot of things.
Yes.
For them, they are focused on that particular. They don't. They are not thinking about paying school
No
fees.
responsibility.
They are not thinking about paying a bill. You understand? They are not thinking about anything. They are focused on that. So,
Yes.
but don't push them to go beyond their
Yeah.
limit. You understand? They must. Children must be children. They are children.
Yes.
Children must be children. So they must remain within that. That boundary they come
Yes.
of being children. So don't push them beyond their limit. But within their limit, there is a lot
To
that
be exploited,
to be
sir.
exploited.
Yeah.
And they need to exploit.
And they need to be exploited.
True.
Yes.
True. Wow. That ministration also makes me understand that there's a place of the Holy Spirit even for children.
Yes.
And that scripture that says, in the last days I will pour out my
Spirit
on all flesh.
on all flesh.
Your
Yes.
children, your sons and daughters will
Prophesy.
prophesy. It's not a coincidence. Because we were the ones that rehearsed with Shine. There has never been a time we rehearsed that he cried. Or even showed any form of unnecessary emotions. So we just thought that, this boy can sing this song. Let him sing during communion. But when I was watching him during that ministration, I was watching him strictly. I saw that as he was singing, the emotions was building up and his eyes became teary. It was, in my mind, I'm playing the keyboard. I'm like, this boy is becoming teary as he's singing this thing.
Let me know for my hand.
But I knew that teary phase was not because something was wrong. It was because of the emotions of the song.
Yeah.
Rehearsal is different.
Yeah.
When he was on that stage, there's something that the Holy Spirit did on him.
Yes.
Then it was becoming emotional. And then when that modulation came, it just busted.
Yes.
Because somehow there's something he saw that he cannot explain to us.
Yes.
So that thing made me know that God can use anybody. There was something that God did to him and through him in that church.
Yes.
Why didn't he cry? This song is one of the most difficult songs we have learned.
Yes.
We rehearsed and
We've done
rehearsed
this how
and
many
rehearsed.
weeks?
I'll give him very high key. There's never been a time I saw that kind of emotions. So it means that there's God and there's Holy Spirit. So when people say God does not anoint children or God cannot use children or children
That's
cannot
really
prophesy,
false.
I feel it's false.
Because in Jeremiah 1 verse 5 now,
Okay.
it said, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you.
Yes.
Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as the prophet of the
prophet.
nations.
Yes.
So AMP said, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you, and I approved you as my chosen instrument. They are anointed children.
They are
sir.
anointed,
They are
yes.
children who are anointed.
Yes.
They are children who are anointed to be evangelists, to be prophets, to be singers, to be song ministers. They
And
are
if God decides to
anointed.
use them at a very young age, who are we to question?
If he
Yes.
said before he formed you, you already know that you can
This
do
is
any
whom
of
you
these
are.
things.
Yes.
So he
Understand?
can choose to manifest you from the day of your birth.
And that stuff he said because the truth is that sometimes when you want to condemn these things, also look at the opposite side. So is it better? I know children who go on the street begging. I know children who even parents advise to go and rob people. Or I know people who do scams on the streets. Now a child who is really dedicated to the things of God decides to make the child to do morning call or morning cry. Well, whatever, if that child is not feeling stressed, some children do these things stresslessly. If that child is not, I feel it's to the glory of
If
God.
it is a talent,
Yes.
the child will do it effortlessly.
Effortlessly.
You
Yes.
will
Understand?
see that the child is
Except it's not a
struggling.
talent.
Do you know that there are
Except
people
it's
children that you even teach them about God, they don't even understand
They
until
don't
you
want
teach
to
them.
even know.
But for that child to understand about God and decide to do that call or whatever, I mean, except that child complains or maybe that child is crying that my parents are forcing me. Some children, now them go even wake you. Say, mommy, I want to go. Sometimes they watch the parents do it. Them and they want to do it.
To do
Yes.
it.
Sometimes it's good to allow them to express
Yes,
it.
yes.
Because whatever, like now, because we do music, when the children come back from school, they come, today, Shine was just watching me do a lot of things on the computer and all of that. Tomorrow, he will say, Daddy, I want to do this thing.
Yes.
Sometimes it's good to allow them
Allow
to
them,
exploit
yes,
it,
yes,
to
yes.
experiment with it. So parents that maybe the children that the parents are pastors or so, and they see the parents do this morning call or preaching or something. Sometimes we are living close to mosques. Sometimes we see children do that thing that those
Yes.
things.
In the mosques,
In
in
the
the
mosque,
morning, you just hear a child call prayer.
Call prayer.
Children call prayer. So when we moved in here newly and we're hearing the child, I was like, this is a
No.
child's voice, you know. So they are trained from that age to start doing that. Also, if Muslims can train their children from that young age to start
calling
doing
prayer.
try calling prayers. Now we Christians we say no because Jesus started by 30. No,
should
don't wait until 30 years old. You understand? So
Jesus did a lot before he was 30.
yes, he
You
did a lot
understand?
that
He
was not
did
even recorded.
Yes, he did a lot.
Okay, imagine would we have had children that did what Jesus did and we would have encouraged. Jesus went to with his parents to the temple and then he now got lost. The
Where did
the
they
parents
find
were
him?
looking for him.
Where
Before
did they find him?
he was with big teachers and all
Yes.
of that.
Teaching them.
He was
with
teaching them.
Adeboye's, the Adeboye's.
At Jerry's age,
Yes.
12.
I'm telling you.
He was lecturing them.
I'm telling
Adeboye's.
you.
Like, what's it?
He was. It means that guy was already manifesting a lot.
Cardinals and
He was with cardinals and
cardinals
the bishops.
Even in the secular world, just imagine if kids, we didn't have kids actors like the likes of Regina Daniels and Williams Chambers when he was. So if they want to add children part, my sister was asking today, maybe we'll go and carry Chinua Talawu to do baby. Or we'll carry the likes of
Aki and Popo
to do the baby. There must be children in this
There must be
movie.
children.
If there's a part
So
that
if you are
a
saying
child
children
should
should
play,
not
then they should play
be
it.
shown on camera. So when they want, so this movie industry will not exist because when they want to act children, now children go where get the talent and then go act.
They are the one that will definitely act that part.
And it's not
That
even
part.
every child.
And
that
it's
can-
from there.
It's not prohibited. It's not against the
And
law.
it's not, know that it's not even every child who is capable
Of course, it's
doing
not
that.
every
So
child.
it means that any child who is there has the talent.
Has
Yes.
the
And that
to
talent
do.
should not be hidden, sir.
Yes.
That talent should be harnessed.
So I totally agree with you, and I think it's also good that Father has said it at the end that anybody who has a contrary opinion should, and that is
Yes.
exactly what we are doing.
Yeah.
You understand, to educate and inform people that it is not all that correct. That every child that is put out there is for the purpose of monetization or for
yes.
celebrities. These
Yes.
are things that come with it.
Yes.
It's not as if that is the
Yes.
purpose.
The purpose.
Yes. That is not the intention.
Yeah.
But these are things that you cannot do without it.
Yes.
You cannot do without the social media at this our age.
Yeah.
You understand? You cannot do.
Of course,
And anybody
everything
who
is
is
on
on
social
social
media
media is already classified as a celebrity.
Yes.
Once you're on social media, you are
Yes.
classified and you
As-
have one or
yes.
two followers. People
Yes.
classifies you
As a
as
celebrity.
a celebrity.
Yeah.
I have seen several times that even when my big clients call me and they are not asking me how are you, the first question they are asking me is how is your daughter?
That's
Yes.
it.
You
It's something that
The
happens
same
to
thing
us.
we share. Right now, we don't
It's like
exist.
they have
And not
forgotten us.
nobody asks how is your wife?
Yes.
How are you doing? They say,
Yeah.
how is your daughter?
Yeah.
How is she? You understand? So those are the things.
These are just natural things
so
that come with.
and I did not put it out there. Sometimes
Yes.
when I hear some people ask me that question, I am shocked because I'm
Yes.
like, so you even know,
Sure.
you know her,
Yeah.
because these are people that you least expect that
Yes.
Would even know.
No.
we will even know that this kind
True.
of person. But they are following up. They are following your social media handles,
Yeah.
and they are seeing all
All
these
the
things,
challenges.
and they are celebrating. And there are a lot of testimonies that have come out from
Yes.
people.
So much testimony.
Just about 2 or 3 days ago, one of our colleagues called me from Kenya and was like, that Genevieve's video is trending in Kenya. People are sharing the
Wow.
video.
Imagine. Oh.
You understand? And I was like, are you
Wow.
serious? He sent me a screenshot
Wow.
of it. I said, please tell them that this person you are seeing, that you are one of her trainers. He said, yes, that he's telling them and
Wow.
they are surprised.
Wow.
So
imagine
far
her
away Kenya
making
there,
such impact.
yes,
across,
is making
outside
so
the
if I
country.
kept her
Yes.
in my bedroom,
Mm.
you understand, would the world have known her?
I've not been there causing trouble in the
Yes,
house.
I've received calls from US
Wow.
from people who we want to feature her.
Wow.
You understand? So okay, there's a feature we did with the Akpoza we did.
Yes.
Did we know the guy from anywhere?
Not from
But
anywhere.
he's-
He just saw the works and decided to call him.
to call. And one thing that we should be encouraged is that we have chosen the way of the Lord.
Yes.
At least their talent is in the way of the Lord.
To train
They
these
are not
children.
on the internet working.
Yes.
They are not on the
Or
internet.
doing,
You understand? We have chosen the path
Of the Lord.
of the Lord to
So the
train
people of
these
the Lord
people.
should encourage them too.
They need to be encouraged and
Yes.
not to be victimized.
Yes.
You understand?
Seriously.
They need to be encouraged and not to be victimized. Because there are a lot of talents that are wasting
They are wasting
in the church. You understand?
Yes.
So children need to, children are no longer children. They need to be encouraged to shine.
Yes.
Just as shine is shining.
Shining.
You understand? They need to be encouraged to shine.
Seriously.
So we need to go out. In fact, the church should start organizing talent hunt
For
for
children.
children.
Yes.
Because even these children, let's look at it, let's be honest. If these children are making money, they will come and donate money
They'll
in
come and
bazaar.
donate. I heard that Rema donated 100 million to his church.
Okay. They will donate money in bazaar.
Is they call him Rema, right?
Yes.
So they will donate money for church building projects.
Sure.
You understand? To help build Father's house. You understand? You understand? And support the ministry. Because definitely, because they grew up from the church.
I mentioned Angelica Hill. I think because of that sickness she suffered, she even has I think a foundation.
A foundation, yes.
Where she supports children that have such.
The other day, Rema went back to Benin and he supported the church because that is where. So imagine if he did not have a talent, even if he has the intention to donate, but he does not have the money, what will he do?
Seriously.
It will die.
Right with him.
Of course. There are people who are rotting with their talent.
With their talent. You understand? So if you call for donation in the church and everybody has their, and even the Bible says that you should not hide your talent. You understand? You should not hide. So if everybody hides that, because at what age do you think that a child should start bringing out it? Is it when the child has become so busy with the world?
Other things.
Do you know that
Even with other things.
There are certain talents that will only be well appreciated as a child? That when that child grows up, everything has its timing.
Yes.
Under that post, somebody was commenting and said, Emanuela is no longer funny. And I said, so if Emanuela was waiting to be this, I don't know how old she is now.
Yes.
To start doing comedy, nobody will listen to her.
People appreciated her comedy because she was
a child.
Now that she has become grown, is for her to now to explore to other
things.
Use that
She
platform.
can decide to be a doctor now or anything.
No, she can use that platform to now begin to explore. There is no door Emanuela knocks that will not open to her.
Seriously.
So is left in her hands to now harness what she has. Because even my children watches every line of Emanuela is on their lips.
Wow.
You understand? So she has impacted life, and there's nowhere you hear, oh, this is Emanuela, and you say no. So, but if she did not do that as a child, and imagine Emanuela coming to do the things of a child at this age,
nobody will listen to her.
Everybody will say,
who is this Mumu? So she did the things she did as a child, which people found funny and appreciated her for it. Now that she's growing, is for her to now begin to think outside the box, to now begin to explore other area, because she has other talents.
Do you know that somebody was even saying, what of joy, joy, joy? You know all those children that used to sing joy, joy, joy? Do you know that we had so much, I don't know, satisfaction listening to those children?
Yes.
But the fact that they are not able to maybe make much relevance in the music industry as adults doesn't mean that they are failures in life.
Maya rejoiced a lot. Before she married, or even now, she has a forum where she talks to young women to live sacred, to live pure. She's a minister. She's a YouTuber who has grown her YouTube. The whole of her family, from her father to their last sibling, are still very relevant on the social media. They may not have remained within the music. She even released the song recently, which is even doing well, even though it has not gone global, which is not normal with songs. It must not do. At that time. So those students are not failures. By the grace of God, because they started very small, till today they are still living in the path of the Lord, and they are making waves.
That is the most important thing.
And that is what is important.
That at the
because
end of the
Rejoice
day,
would have been any other hoop girl. Be anything in the world. Be twerking on the internet, but she did not choose that path. Because she started small. She's still in the line.
Yes.
I think parents should be encouraged to allow, if your if your son wants to be a prophet, he wants to be a preacher of the gospel, whatever he wants to do, he wants to, at least let us encourage those ones that have chosen the way of the Lord, that this is what I want to do. We should encourage them, because the world where we are now is a world where a lot of things are happening on the social media, especially the worldly aspect. But the few ones that have chosen the path of, spreading the gospel should be encouraged to continue in that regard. There is no time. Time waits for no one.
Yes.
You understand? Time waits for no one. Even the reference to Jesus, he did a lot at his youth as a young, and the Bible recorded that the things that he did, not all
were
recorded. So within that period, within that period of maybe his early age and his public ministry, the people who combined the Bible saw reasons why they left those parts and focused on his public ministry, because his public ministry is what actually came to expose his mission on earth. So those ones are not relevant, because it's not relevant to his mission on earth. But that he did not do anything, or he was kept in the cooler waiting for his public. So that is not. I don't think
it's not correct.
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 We have to really pause
It's false,
actually.
because it looks like we are using K to say you must do
You
this.
must-
Nobody is forcing. Okay, if na force, why I never say Ezra, Oya, begin,
Come and do music.
come and do music.
Yes.
You understand? How old is Ezra? Ezra is 10 years now. You understand? Why haven't, since Genevieve has gone to school, why have I not
It's
pushed?
your turn.
Yes.
It's your turn. This is money. You understand?
So it says, let children be children. The pressure of performing for an audience is not good for children. Studies have shown that the process of preparing the children to deliver performances that will fetch the number of views needed and the effect of stardom for that at that early stage injects emotions and feelings like anxiety that their biological age isn't ready for.
There is nobody that does not even go through anxiety when you want to go to stage. It may be less for some people who are adults, like, because you're already used to it. Like most priests, just the way they train them, they sabi talk normally, so they can face the crowd every time, anytime. Okay, I can't possibly explain what level of anxiety children face when they go to the stage, but I'm very sure that we already help them overcome these things by the kind of preparations we have with them. Before Shine delivers a song, we would have rehearsed sometime for a week, sometime 2. The last song, This Above All Powers, is like one of the longest songs we've rehearsed, because we want him to be very comfortable while singing it. We want him to be sure that he is not thinking of what to sing next. There's this thing about you singing and then you're trying to remember the next word. We don't want him to be scared that he will miss it and then feel bad about it. So the child would have really be prepared to that extent that when he's going to that stage, I beg, bad anxiety, he's having all the confidence. He's already very confident going on that stage. When you post a video, you don't even know whether it will fly. You don't know whether people will love it. You don't know whether they will not like it. So most times it's just you trying to just put that child out there. So it takes preparations, which we as parents have taken it upon ourselves to do, and we do. If it was easy, I think our children would have been releasing songs every day.
Yes,
If it was that easy for us to just bombard them with things and then not prepare them very well, they would have just been releasing songs every day. But because it takes that so much time, we always make sure that they overcome this anxiety. So I'm very certain that these children are prepared enough to face those audiences.
Yeah.
And that's why they go there and they face them with so much confidence.
And they deliver.
And they deliver. Because let's even say from that video Shine did, that's like the first time he's ever crying on stage.
Yes.
Okay, for a very normal child who is scared on stage, at the point he modulated and sang and he started crying, a normal child that wants to be child would have just run to the mother to cry.
Yes.
But he stood there and sang to the last note.
And he was on
And
key.
when he was done, that was when I had to go and pull him
Yes.
quickly, so that he will just pull him
Maintain,
quickly and then make him, so that he doesn't even cry the more. But he maintained to the end. That means that cry was not pressure. That cry was not because he was scared or anything. It was just whatever he was feeling at that moment that made that cry to happen. So I think we know these preparations and we try our best to actually do it. But for some parents who pressure their children, because I don't even think that there is even a possibility that you can pressure a child and you'll be able to deliver. Any child who is capable of delivering is because that preparation has been made already. The children cannot be pressured. We work with these children. We know that when they are not able to assimilate, they are not able to assimilate. There's nothing you can do about it. So, but if you see a child come up to that front, to that stage, and is able to deliver, he has really prepared. And there is nothing like that anxiety there at that time.
Now, let me add to that. Preparing these children you are preparing them because you want the best. You don't want a child to climb the stage and then go and make a mess of himself or herself. The intention of preparing them is that at the end of the day, the output will be good. But you are not preparing them because you are expecting likes or followers.
Or views. Or
You don't have that intention. It's not they are not marketers that you put under pressure that they must go out
and achieve
the target. There is no target. There is no target. You understand? All you want is that even in school, if the children are to make a presentation, the teachers prepare them.
Seriously.
No teacher will want the child to come out and
for her hand.
You understand? So they prepare them. So the same thing as a father, I won't send my child to my child can sing, but the person has to know the line, has to know the keys, so that when the person comes out, because it's ministration, each time Genevieve is going to the stage, I tell her, look, you are not going to sing to me. You are a gospel minister. You are not a singer. You are not a musician like that. You are a gospel minister. And you are ministering to people. So anybody who is ministering to people must be perfect in delivery. You understand? Because it is only when you are perfect in delivery that your message can be passed to your audience. And your audience will benefit from it. The intention is not for likes, is not for views, is not for to gather followers. That I now have to put the person under unnecessary pressure. That you must give me this your ministration you are going for. I must get 2,000 followers. It must give me 10,000 followers. No, it is not even, the intention is not even for money making, but for the purpose of propagating the gospel, and reaching for the gospel to reach the ends of the earth through the child ministration. And a lot of people have been impacted. I see days when we go out for ministration, and you see adults at the end of the ministration coming to you to tell a child that I was blessed and touched.
Seriously.
You understand? By your what else? That is what gives
can be more fulfilling.
What can be more fulfilling than that?
What can be more fulfilling?
You understand? What can be more fulfilling than that? So the purpose is not for marketing. It's not that the child must give me market. It must bring the purpose. That is not it. There are some people that might be doing that, but that is not a general concept for all parents. It is not a general concept, and it is not the reason why a father or a mother is bringing up the child. So using it as a standard, I think father got it wrong at that point. He shouldn't have used that as a standard, as a yardstick, that the purpose of bringing up these children is for marketing, to draw likes, views, followers. If you look at Genevieve's page, how many followers does she have? But how does that? It's not my. I don't even know how many followers.
It doesn't even discourage you.
It doesn't discourage me from putting out the content. The amount of money I have spent, if it is marketing, by now I should have the money I have put into her talent to bring her out to who she is. I should have had not less than 20 to 30,000 followers. You understand? But I don't even look at it. It's not. I've never thought about it that I'm driving her. Even if I want to promote her songs, I'm not promoting it because I want to get, but I want it to reach places where it needs to get to, so that it can minister to people. And it's impacting lives in a lot of places. It's impacting lives in a lot. I spend money on what do you call it? On promotion.
Promotion.
I don't spend that money because I want to. I've never gained one error
Yes.
from anything I'm doing. And I've never regretted doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And you're not going to stop.
And I'm not going to stop
Yes.
doing it.
Pushing.
You understand? So all we are saying is parents should, know the purpose of your child and try your possible best to bring out that child positively. That
Harness
their talent. You understand? Use it wisely and not for purpose of money making, as Father is saying, but for the purpose of propagating whatever you believe. You understand? Whatever to propagate whatever you believe, so that others can see it and then be encouraged, because the world need a lot of positive vibes. You understand? Because the world need a lot of positive vibes. At this stage where we are now, a lot of things are going on wrong. So people need to be encouraged. There are some people that have suicidal thinking. But when they see these videos, they see these children, it brings joy.
Those testimonies have arisen
Yes,
many times.
yes. So anything that can bring joy to people's heart is what we should be promoting.
Sure.
You understand? Whether it's coming from a child or from an adult.
Seriously, God can use anybody.
As long as it's going to make somebody to be happy.
Yes.
At the end of the day, to forget about his or her sorrow is what we should be promoting. Whether it's coming from a child or it's coming from an adult. Yes.
Wow.
Thank you, sir.
So I think we've had enough for this. Thank you so much for being a part of this discussion. But like we say, the Bible says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from it. If you know that you're not training your child to be a thief, to be an armed robber, to have excessive pride or whatever, then you are doing the right thing, and you should not stop. That is our opinion. Thank you for joining us. We thank our guest.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you for taking our time, madam, to be with us. Yes.
All right, Mr. Gala, thank you so much for this. I mean, I think we should be doing this more often to enlighten a lot of people.
Yes.
Please, anytime we call on you, always
I will.
around. Thank you so much for the wisdom you have shared. Because even me, when I read that message, I was beginning to feel guilty.
Yes.
But I now called upon you, who has been inspiring me. And when I heard from you, I said, no, I think we need to allow other people to also benefit from this wisdom.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for sharing your wisdom with us.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right,
Thank you, madam. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank
All
you.
right, bye-bye.
Bye.